Good morning class. Today we are going to start with classification of microbes. Now see, in the lesson name, classification of microbes mentioned separately, living world and classification of microbes. We already have learned some of the example of microbes in the classification of living organism. Then why again there is need of classifying them separately? The reason is that as there is huge number of microorganisms among the living organism, there was need to classify them separately to make them easily understand. Okay. Now see, in the classification of microbes, they are divided into two major groups, that are prokaryotes and eukaryotes. As previously we also have divided living organism in the same way. The same way again that is done. Now among the prokaryote, all the bacteria are kept. All the example of bacteria. And on the other hand, eukaryotes are divided into three, that is protist, then fungi and algae. So firstly we will start with bacteria. Now see, about the size we will see bacteria. The size is approximately 1 to 10 micrometer. Now see, the reading is micrometer, means they are so small in size. Regarding the conversion of meter into micrometer, 1 meter is equal to 10 raised to 6 micrometer. Okay. Now by comparing the reading, we can easily understand how they could be small. Now we will characterize the bacteria and remaining all the organelles on the 3 or 4 basic points. The first point is occurrence. Now see, about occurrence means where they live. Generally bacteria are free living. Sometimes they could be parasitic. Now what is the meaning of parasite? Parasites are those organisms which depend on another for the nutrition. So we will write here free living, either parasite. Now everyone among you knows there are two types of parasite, that is ectoparasite and endoparasite. Ecto and endoparasite. Now what is the meaning of ectoparasite? The organism who depend for the nutrition on another and gain the nutrition from the outside, they are called as ectoparasite. And those who gain the nutrition by entering in the host body, either it may be plant or animal body, and by entering they gain the nutrition from them, they are called as endoparasite. So in this way, about occurrence we have studied. Then structure. Now they are unicellular body. Bacteria are unicellular. Remember, all the prokaryotes are unicellular. This you have to remember. Okay. Now they are unicellular body. Unicellular prokaryotic. Prokaryotic unicellular body we can write prokaryotic unicellular cell. And bacterial cell have thick cell wall around them. This is cell wall. Chromatin material or DNA is inside the cell. Now see, there are variety of sizes of bacteria. They are circular. They are quite oval shape. They could be cylindrical. Some are comma shape. Then some are spiral. So these are the different sizes of the bacteria. The circular size is called as coccus. Then oval or quite cylindrical shape is called as Cocobacillus. Cocobacillus. Then this is called as cylindrical body is called as Bacillus. Comma shape are called as Vibrio or comma shaped, and these spiral are called as Spirillum. So this question is very important for the examination, that draw the different shapes of bacteria. Remember it. Now about next point we will see mode of nutrition. All the bacteria are heterotrophic as they do not perform photosynthesis and they depend on the other. They are called as heterotrophic, and just now we have seen that they are parasitic. Parasitic we can write and heterotrophic we can say. So easily we can make the point by using the chart. Then mode of reproduction. About the reproduction we will see. Now they reproduces by simple cell division, means a single cell divide into two young cell, and in favorable condition, if the conditions are favorable to the bacteria, firstly it divide by simple cell division and there is formation of two cell. But when the conditions are favorable, it can multiply vigorously. So within 20 minutes they multiply in many number, and within 20 minutes they could be double in number. So this is about reproduction. The process of reproduction is a sexual mean of reproduction, asexual reproduction, and this reproduction is simple cell division. Okay. In favorable condition, the rate is rapid. So this is about the bacteria. About the bacteria, you have to remember bacterial cell have cell wall. Different shapes of bacteria we have to keep remember. These are the main point regarding the bacteria. The same way now we will go towards the second type, that is major type eukaryotes, and eukaryotes are further divided into protist, fungi and algae. So we will start with the protist. Now protists are the pathogen, mostly the pathogenic microorganism are there in the protist, and mostly protozoans are included in the protist. Now which are called as, or who are the protozoans? Now you are familiar with the example of protozoan, that are amoeba, paramecium, then euglena. These are the example of protist or protozoans. Two more examples are also there that we will see later on. So the size about 1 to near about 200 micrometer, near about approximately 200 micrometer, means quite larger than the bacteria. Now see occurrence, they are living in fresh water, either they can be seen in sea water or they present in dirty water. Now see Now these are the rainy days. Rainy season is going on. If you take the drop of dirty water and if you observe that drop, we can see many amoeba and paramecium inside that dirty drop of water. So occurrences in the water, either fresh or sea or dirty water. About the structure we will see. Now structure varies. Everyone knows how the amoebian cell is, then how the paramecium looks. Euglena also we have studied. The structure is different, mode of the locomotion is also different. Now I am again revising the point. Amoebian cell, there is no shape. Paramecium is quite slipper in shape, and Euglena everyone knows. See, the structure is different. Cell structure is different. The same way, organ of locomotion in case of amoeba is pseudopodia. Here there are cilia. Here a single flagella for the locomotion. Means cell structure is also different and mode of or mean of locomotion is also different. So this is about the structure. Now mode of nutrition. How they gain the nutrition, means how they gain their food. So again, they are, just now I have told you, they are pathogenic. Pathogenic means disease causing. They make the diseases to the living organism, they infect living organism. So they are pathogenic generally. They are pathogenic. So they can't perform the food or they can't perform the process of photosynthesis. So they are heterotrophic generally. But about the Euglena, everyone knows. Last time I have told about the Euglena. Euglena have chlorophyll pigment inside its body. So it can perform photosynthesis. So these amoeba paramecium are heterotrophic, but Euglena is autotrophic. So this is very important examination. The which protist or which eukaryotic unicellular organism. See, which eukaryotic unicellular organism is autotrophic or who can perform photosynthesis. Now see, one thing again, keep in mind, all the prokaryotes are unicellular. The same way eukaryotes, in the eukaryotes, these protists are unicellular. There is no multicellular organism in the protist. So this is about the mode of nutrition. Now about the mode of reproduction. Now again there is simple cell division. The type of asexual reproduction is called as binary fission. This is again simple cell division. The binary fission, bi means 2. The single cell divided into 2 cells. So the process is called as binary fission. Now see, binary fission in all these different 3 organisms occur in different way. Amoeba divide by any axis. Now see, it can be divided in any axis. If it divide this way, then these 2 young amoeba will be got. Then paramecium divide horizontally and Euglena divide vertically. Okay. In this way, all these types are binary fission. But amoeba divide in any axis as there is no proper shape to it. In this way, if amoebian cell we draw, if it divide in this way, then these 2 amoebian cell we occur or we will get. If amoeba divide in this way, in this axis, then these 2 amoebian cell we got, means it can divide in any axis. But about paramecium, it properly divide horizontally and we will get 2 young paramecium. When cell divide, cytoplasm also divide and nucleus also get divide and 2 young cell we get. In the same way, Euglena also divide properly vertically in this axis, vertical axis, and 2 young Euglena cell in this way as it slowly goes on dividing vertically. It divide and again 2 young Euglena we got. So this you will study in higher classes also. So this is about the mode of reproduction. Now two most important examples which are very useful and very important for examination in the objective or in the fill in the blank are, these are the 3 examples we know. Then again entamoeba, histolytica, entamoeba histolytica. It is pathogenic protist. It causes amoebiasis to the humans. So now amoebiasis is nothing but the stomach pain. Okay, this is very important example. Remember this. Second example is Plasmodium vivax. It causes malaria. So these both the examples are very important for the exam. So this is about the protist. Now we will go towards the fungi. Now see here size is going to change. Now protists were near about or approximately 200 micrometer in size, but fungi and algae, these fungi and algae are smaller than the protist. This is near about fungi we will see. In the same way we will see about the algae. The size is 1 to 100 micrometer, means quite smaller than the protist. Again the same way we see the occurrence. Now fungi, all the funguses, they can't perform photosynthesis, they can't make their own food, so they are heterotrophic, and as they gain their food from dead or decay matter, so they are called as saprotrophs. So about the occurrence we will see, they occur on dead or decay matter. As they occur on dead or decay matter, they are called as, in the mode of nutrition, they are saprotrophs. Saprotrophs means those who feed on dead or depend on dead or decay organism, they are called as saprotrophs. Simply 2 points we can make about this structure. Now see, funguses and algae, they are unicellular as well as multicellular. Okay. Now about the structure we will see, they are eukaryotic, unicellular or multicellular body. The simple point we have made. Now we can say they are unicellular or multicellular eukaryotic organism. Now as we are studying microorganism, we will focus on the example which are unicellular. So about mode of reproduction, now mode of nutrition we already have taken. Mode of reproduction, the simple mean is there. The process is again asexual mean of reproduction, and the process is called as budding. Now why the process is called as budding? Now the single cell, on the single cell from outside there is formation of bud. The bud grows, it grows, and further the bud separate, and from parent cell we got new cell. The same way it grows on this, again bud form, it grows further, and there is again formation of new cell. In this way it multiply or it reproduce. So the process is called as budding. Now budding occur in Baker's yeast. Baker's yeast. Now what is Baker's yeast? Everyone knows yeast is useful for fermenting the food product. We got the baker yeast from bakery. It is used to make buns or the pizza bases. Everyone knows. So this is baker yeast. It is in the powdery form, and after adding a drop on this powder, we can easily see these such kind of process of budding in the parent cell. So this is about fungi. Now we will go towards the algae. Now same way, size will not change here. All this point, some point will change, some will remain. So now size will as it is. The heading is algae. Occurrence. Now algae are the primitive plant. Now see, we are calling them, they are plant. So they are photosynthetic, and they occur in water. So they are called as aquatic. They are the green body, and they are always, we can see in the water. About the structure, again they are uni or multicellular eukaryotic body. Eukaryotic, unicellular or multicellular organism. Multicellular organism. Now mode of nutrition, how they gain the nutrition. Now see, as just now we have told them they are green and they are photosynthetic, so they can perform photosynthesis and they can make their own food. So we call them, they are autotrophic. They can make their own food, means they are autotrophic. Mode of reproduction. Now again, just now we have discussed that as we are learning microorganisms, they are unicellular and multicellular. There are unicellular and multicellular algae. We will see the example of unicellular algae, and that is chlorella. Chlorella is the example, and again chlorella in the textbook, chlorella is given, green cell is given, and again this is very important example for the examination, that which algae is unicellular. Give the example now. The example is chlorella, and again by simple means single cell divide into two and reproduction process will go on or is going on. So in this way we studied all these organisms which are given in the classification chart, but one thing is left here, and that example is we have not discussed about viruses here. Now viruses are all included in the microorganism. Viruses are not included in the chart, and in the living organism also viruses were not counted. So we have counted that it is the demerit of the classification of Whittaker that there is no place for viruses in the classification chart. So we will take the example of viruses separately. Now viruses are the again free living organism, okay, and size is very small than bacteria. Now see about the size, we will see they are 1 to 100 nanometer in size. 1 meter is equal to 10 raised to 9 nanometer. Now near about 10 to 20, 10 to 100 times they are smaller than the bacteria. Now about the occurrence, they are free living, but to survive or to stay alive they need plant or animal cell. Okay, now see, they need plant or animal cell, live plant or animal cell to survive. So we call them that they are at the age of living and non-living organism. Means they are not living and they are not non-living also. They are not living, neither they are non-living. They are in between these two. So we call them as they are at the age, or they are at the barrier of these two. Means they are not non-living. They are not living also. So they are in between at the age of these two. So they need animal or plant cell to survive. Now how it survive? What is the structure? How it looks? Now it is the simple cell and it consists of DNA or RNA strand. It is made up of just DNA and RNA. Now DNA is double stranded, means the structure is like two threads are engulfed in each other, and RNA is a single thread. So in this way, either it is made up of RNA or DNA, and around this DNA there is protein sheath or protein. Virus got animal or plant cell, living plant or animal cell. It entered inside the cell and it started to multiply there. Now for multiplying its number, it need protein. So it first form the protein. They produce their own protein with the help of the cell. And as they produce their own protein, it start to multiply its number. As the number get multiplied or the number get increase or they replicate. Replicate means making its own print in many number. So as the number increases, it destroy the host cell, means animal or plant cell where it enter, and after destroying the cell, it get free from the cell, and after getting free, it infect another cell, and the process is again repeated and it goes on. So in this way, they need the animal or plant cell to survive. So we will see some example of viruses which infect the plant or animal cell. Now some example we will take here. The polio virus, which causes the polio in children. Then HIV/AIDS virus. Then nowadays we are familiar with coronavirus. Now these are regarding the human beings. Okay. About cattle infection, one virus is given which infect the cattle. That virus is picornavirus. Picornavirus is about the cattle. Now about the plant infection, we will see. The viruses can infect the plants also. Now the example is tomato wilt virus, then tobacco mosaic virus which infect the tobacco plant, and tomato wilt virus infect the tomato plant. This is about the cattle infection. Now this example could be very important for the examination. Now one more thing is given, that is bacteriophage. What is bacteriophage? Very important, and question is asked for diagram. Draw the diagram of bacteriophage. Now what is bacteriophage? When virus attack the bacterial cell. When suppose this is bacterial cell and virus get attacked. This is bacterial cell and there is attack of virus on the bacterial cell. This virus get attacked to bacterial cell. That stage or that phase is called as bacteriophage. Now the diagram is not in the example. We will take here the polio virus, which causes the polio in children. Then HIV/AIDS virus. Then nowadays we are familiar with coronavirus. Now these are regarding the human beings. Okay. About cattle infection, one virus is given which infect the cattle. That virus is picornavirus. This is about the cattle. Now about the plant infection, we will see. The viruses can infect the plants also. Now the example